Welcome to the All Ball Show, presented by Abstract Sports, where we bring sports back to life. I'm your host, Kyle Clay 2K. In the All Ball Show, we focus on basketball-only content, and to tip things off, I'm covering every single team in the NBA from worst to best in each conference. I'm going to look at their rosters and discuss how I think they're going to perform this upcoming season. In this episode, we're talking about that number 3 team from the Western Conference last year, the Portland Trail Blazers. So I've actually been to one game in Portland before. I went there with a few friends on spring break trip, I think, a few years ago. I don't remember exactly when, 2013, 2014, somewhere in there. It's been a long time ago. But we got to watch the Washington Wizards play, and I think I already mentioned in their episode that I got John Wall's autograph in pencil. You'll have to go back and watch that one and how that story unfolded. Very interesting, but John Wall is one of those big guys in the league. He's an all-star, so pretty neat. But I do have to say, Portland is a weird place, and they pride themselves on being weird. They have a saying that's like, keep Portland weird or something like that. I went to a bar there when I was in town. The bar was called the Douglas Fir, and the whole thing was like wood themed, so the bars had like cross sections of wood cuts all around it, a lot of yellow lighting, and the bathroom was covered in mirrors. It was strange. Portland is weird. The Trailblazers are a part of the Northwest Division in the Western Conference, and come up on their owner here, and it says trending next to his name on the Wikipedia card. And I have to say that it's been a pretty sad time for the Portland Trailblazers franchise and that city, and also the family and friends of Paul Allen. Paul Allen, who was the Microsoft co-founder, Seahawks and Trailblazers owner, died recently at the age of 65. So our thoughts are with the friends and family of Paul Allen. May he rest in peace. The Trailblazers play at what is called the Moda Center. It used to be called the Rose Garden. Head coach is Terry Stotts. The Trailblazers had a record of 49-33 last season. They were the top team in a 7-team bunch, only 3 wins separating 7 teams in the West. They had a conference record of 31-21. They were 28-13 at home, 21-20 on the road. And they, like I said, they did make it to the playoffs. They were the top team in that bunch, just behind the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. Those are the only 2 teams ahead of them. But the Warriors did have 9 more wins than them, and the Rockets had 16 more wins than them. So those 2 teams kind of ran away on their own. A weird spread in the West, to say the least. So the Trailblazers make it to the playoffs, and they get to play none other than the number 6 seed New Orleans Pelicans, a team that has been dominating, all thanks, I should say, to Anthony Davis. The guy was doing everything. I really don't know what else to say other than the fact that the Pelicans had everything and the Trailblazers only had a couple of things. You know, the Trailblazers, they're a fast-paced shooting team, and if they can't get going, then they're gone. And that's exactly what happened. So the Pelicans ran away with that series, swept them in 4 games, and the Pelicans went on to lose to the Warriors in Game 5 of the semifinals of the Western Conference. So a pretty big letdown for the Trailblazers, having got to the number 3 seed in the West, but they have to take that loss with a grain of salt because all those teams are so evenly spread out that one team can go on a hot stretch where they're actually the better team, but they have the same record. One team can fall fast and the other can move on. So that's exactly what happened. It's unfortunate for them, but they have some bright spots to look forward to. Here's a look at their roster from last season, just to give you a glance at the type of people they had to help them get that far. Al-Farouq Aminu, Wade Baldwin, Zach Collins, Pat Connaughton, Ed Davis, Maurice Harkless, Jake Layman, Myers Leonard, Damian Lillard, Dame Time, CJ McCollum, Shabazz Napier, Jusuf Nurkic, Georgios Papagiannis, Caleb Swanigan, Evan Turner, and Noah Vonleh. And let's take a look at some of these numbers here. I have a feeling that CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard are going to be at the top of every category, and that seems to be the case. Not every category, but you know what I mean. Jusuf Nurkic, for example, led the team in rebounds per game at 9, but he also had 14.3 points a game. Damian Lillard, 26.9 points a game. CJ McCollum, 21.4. Both of those guys very similar in playing style, just run and gun type of players, but Damian Lillard just has a lot more action, a lot more drive. As far as team totals go, 3 guys in quadruple digits. Then you had 600, 600, 600, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. So a nice bunch there at the top, much like we've seen in these last several teams in the Western Conference. Very similar stat structure from the starting 5, just a trickle-down effect from there. So nothing unusual there. But the reason I say the Trailblazers have a bright spot to look forward to is that they have a lot of guys coming back. You got Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum coming back as veterans. Al-Farouq Amino is going to be there as well. Evan Turner, Jake Layman, Myers Leonard still going to be there. Maurice Harkless. Pretty much all the same guys. Nick Stauskas is going to join them. Joseph Nurkic is going to be back. Seth Curry is even going to join them. Another sharpshooter, Curry brother. I mean, he's not quite the same as Steph Curry. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But they're also getting Gary Payton II. A lot of interesting players on this Trailblazers roster, and I think they have a reason to be fighting for a spot next year. I think they are going to fall pretty close to the Utah Jazz again. I think the Thunder are going to fall above those 2 guys. So it'll be Thunder, Blazers, Jazz at least. But the Lakers are going to be in that same mix. But then you have the Warriors and the Rockets up at the very top. Pelicans are going to be in there, like I said. So it's going to be a very tight conference. And the East is going to be, it's going to be lopsided once again. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to that. But at least things are different this year. It's not going to be Cavs, Warriors. It can't be. If it is, wow, Celtics, what are you doing? That does it for this episode of the All Ball Show presented by Abstract Sports. How do you think the Portland Trailblazers are going to do this year? Do you think they're going to keep it weird like they like to? Or do you think they're going to dominate? I don't know. You let me know in the comments, guys. Also, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel if you want more basketball content throughout the season. I'm your host, Kyle Clay 2K. I'll see you in the next one.